I've seen firsthand the brain gut connection and the significant role that food plays in balancing your system. Elimination or going poop isn't something you should turn your nose up at. It's your body's last way of getting your attention to let you know what's going on inside. I'm Dr. Charmaine Vega, and I'm here to help you understand how to rebuild and restore your system. And a lot of people think that your gut is the only thing, but what are the things that impact your gut? That's what I'm here to share with you. And what that is your environment. Everything you think about, everything you eat, everything that is going on all around you, what you drink, what you smell, what you taste, all of that has an impact on your gut. Why is that? That's because your gut starts with your brain, then goes to your mouth where the saliva starts flowing because you think it, then your body starts reacting. As soon as you think about something, your body begins to react. If it's food, you feel the flow of the saliva in your mouth, like, that's going to taste good. If it's something that's bothering you and you're getting scared about it, or you're anxious about it, or your nerves are bothering you, you feel it in your belly. That's the brain-gut connection. So the gut connection, the brain-gut connection, it goes all the way through all of your organs down into your stomach and through the anus and out as poop. So you should be paying attention to all of the things, not just what you eat, okay? And that's another thing I like to say. What you eat eats is what you have just eaten. Think about that. What you eat eats is what now you have eaten. So if you're eating foods that are high in toxins and pesticides and everything, that's what you're getting into your system. And that's what throwing your system off. Because if you're eating pesticides, those pesticides are put into foods and especially vegetables and things like that. It's put there in order to kill bugs, is why they're doing it, right? They're putting it there to kill bugs. But you have bugs in your gut, and some of those bugs are really good bugs. But when you eat that stuff, those pesticides are actually killing your good bacteria that's in you. That's one of the reasons I stress that you should be eating organic. Because when you're eating organic, you're not killing the good bugs that are there to help you. And what I've talked about before is the prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. And now I want to talk to you about how do you rebuild and balance your system when things are so much awry. Well, one of the things is you want to make sure you're eating foods that are less than 20%, or overall your full meal, I should say, less than 20% acid forming foods. And what that is that's going to be things like meats. Meats form acid in your system, which is why you find that we're talking about, most nutritionists, we're saying eat less meat, more fruits and vegetables and grains. And the reason you do that is because the fruits and vegetables are alkaline, and those are the ones you want to pump up the most, especially the vegetables. So you pump up the vegetables, which means you're creating a system that is more alkaline. The more alkaline your system is, the more balanced it's going to be, and you're not going to be as susceptible to diseases, because diseases and bacteria and stuff like that, it thrives in an acid-forming environment. So the more you make it alkaline, the better. But it's not just your inside your gut, it's also what you think and what you smell. So one of the things I like to recommend to people is something like lavender. Lavender has a very calming effect. So if you put a couple of drops down, that helps. Sometimes even like little babies, you can get like little lavender sachets, and it will help them to calm at night. It can help you to calm too. So you can get a little sachet, or chamomile, which is another thing that you can put in a sachet, and you can buy it at different little herbal stores and stuff like that, and put it in a sachet, put it in a cheesecloth or anything and have it, you can smell it. That helps to calm you, and just little drops will help that as well. What's another thing that can help calm you? What will calm you? Let's try some music. Put on some very calming music. You know, sometimes people call it elevator music. I think it's nice and relaxing, which is why they have it playing like that, because it wants to calm you down. You want to do that. What is something else you can do? How about a nice smelling candle? Okay, I have a candle here. This one happens to be white gardenia, which is one of my daughters had given this to me because she knows that I like smells of gardenias. And so she went and found this one for me. And when you light it, and it also has like, it's not the, some of the candles, you have to look at what they're made from to make sure that whatever it's emitting or the smoke and stuff that's coming out, it's not a toxin and it's not bad for you. So you have to look at the labels and double check on that. But this is very nice. And sometimes you don't even have to burn them. If they're really, really pungent, this has a lid that goes on it. And sometimes what I do is I'll put it in the bathroom and I'll leave the lid on for a day or so. And then when I take the lid off and close the bathroom door, you go in there and the aroma is just so calming, especially when you're going to take a bath. And that's one of the things I do is I use Epsom salt. And Epsom salt is really good. This one happens to be with lavender in it. And this helps too. So when you take a bath, you have the candle going with lavender, you have this, you have some music going, that's calming you. What is that doing? That's helping your gut. It's helping to calm your nerves, calm down your brain, calm everything and bring it down. That is called self-care, but it is also rebuilding and rebalancing, because when you balance that, what you're doing is allowing your cells to rebuild. So you're rebuilding and you're balancing. How do you like that? If you're someone who's on your feet all day long and you know your feet are getting tired and you're like, oh my goodness, when I go home, I can't do anything. Well, I have a solution for that too. I have a foot bath. And what I like about this one is this one has tea tree oil in it. And tea tree oil is something that can kill like the bacteria or the fungus that might be there. But this one also has peppermint in it. It has eucalyptus. It has, what else does it have in it? It has chamomile. So it has the tea tree, eucalyptus, rosemary. It has rosemary in it, peppermint. So this one is really good. And it has obviously, that's the herbs and stuff that they put in it, but it also has the Epsom salt. And that helps to soothe. And then when you scrub your feet with it, what it does, it takes off all the dead skin as well, which is very good. And it's also going to pull out any toxins that might be in your body. When you soak your feet, it has a drawing power. So because you have the salt here, just like if you were to draw water out of meat, when you're trying to cure meat, how when you put salt all over the meat, as a chef, I know about these little things, you put the salt all over it and then it helps to draw stuff out, so that's the same thing when you put your feet in the water and it has the Epsom salt in, and this is for your feet, but it does the same thing when you put the Epsom salt in your bath. It draws the bacteria and stuff out of your organs and out of your system. So it has a drawing power. But it's very important that once you finish doing that, that you now have to drink water, because what you've done is you've pulled water out, you've pulled the toxins out, you've pulled everything, which is why you're so relaxed. It relaxes you, but at the same time, it's pulled all this stuff out of your system. That's part of rebalancing. But now what you need to do is you need to drink some water to rebalance. You need to help that balance back in by putting the water back in. And one of the things I also say is make sure you're drinking water at night, because when you go to sleep at night, one of the things you do is just by breathing, you end up losing a cup of water. So in the morning, that's why sometimes you get up and you go, oh, my mouth feels so dry. Why is it so dry? That means you are dehydrated, not you're thirsty. You're beyond thirsty at that point. If you feel thirsty, if you feel really thirsty, you're already dehydrated, which means you need to be consuming water till you get rid of that. And there are different waters, I will tell you, that will quench people better than others. Some people will say, oh, I had that water and I still feel thirsty. Or I had this one and oh my, I feel so hydrated when I drink it. So test the waters to see which water is best for you, that when you're drinking it, and it doesn't have to be big name brands. I know people have told me the Walmart brand with the alkaline water that's at Walmart. They've liked that one. You know, people have told me that. I have other people have told me Trader Joe's water that they have, that makes them feel hydrated. So you have to test the water yourself to see which water is best for you, whether it's a name brand or whether it's the store brand or whatever it is, or whether you want to filter your own water. But you have to come to that because everybody's body is different and what everybody needs is different. So that's something you can do. One of the things I also do in order to rebalance is I have a neti pot. And you know, a neti pot is something that you use to flush out your nose, you know, and you use a little saline solution. And I do have those little packets. I fill this with water, put that in, make it dissolve, not hot or anything. You want to make sure that that salt really dissolves, okay? And then you take this and you put it in one side of your nose and then you turn your head to the other side. So if it's on this side, you're going to turn your head the other way so that the water is going to drain out this side. And if you put it on the other side and then you drain it the other way, what it does is it goes in. This one is not the one that's battery operated or electrical. They do have one that you put your whole face on and then it does the whole circulation for you. This one is a manual one where you have to do it yourself, but it serves the same purpose. And so that's one of the things I do. This is all a part of how I rebalance myself. And that's the foot bath, soaking in water, the candle, music, flushing out my sinuses and stuff. And especially if you go out during this time where we have all of the bacteria and stuff that's going around and the virus that's going around, you have all these things with traveling and people don't know what to do or what not to do. The best thing you can do is protect yourself by making sure that your system is balanced and you keep it as alkaline as possible because bacteria and viruses do not like to grow in an alkaline environment. They prefer an acid environment. So the more you eat meat, the more you're going to become more acidic. And you can get protein from other sources other than just meat. So it is there and you can get it. And I can help you with figuring out what's best for you and which way you can accommodate what you want to do. And I always like to tell people, thank you very much for listening to me and me sharing some of the little tricks that I have here. If you'd like to understand and find out more, not necessarily understand, but just hear more of what I have to say, you can always set up an appointment with me. That's at Heal, HEAL.me/chew on this. Or what you can do is go to my website, which is mamavega.com, or you can see some of the other things that I'm doing on exposureplusTV.tv. And on there, you'd be able to see some other things that I'm doing and that's coming up because the show is coming up and those type of things. And I always encourage people to document their information. And that's what I have is I have a journal here. You can get this on my website, you know, which is mamavega.com. You can get it from there and you'll see that it's actually there. You can order it there. And then what I do is I have different pages for you to actually document the different things that I've just talked about, as well as documenting your water, documenting your food, mood, and poop, because that's very critical to your overall health. We're not Superman or anything like that. We can't look inside and see what's really going on, but this way you'll be able to figure out what's going on by documenting it. And if you can't figure it out, you have a documented chronology of what's been going on and you can take it to your doctor, which is going to help your doctor more. Or if you're a person who ends up working with me, that helps me to see what's going on for me to narrow it down and give you some type of direction to go. And I do want to thank you for listening to me. And like I always say, now chew on this.